YouTube, Eric DIY with another review here for you. This one's been a little bit in the making here, but we're going to review the FenSens Smart Wireless Parking Sensor, which basically is just a distance parking sensor for your car. Totally wireless, no wiring needed, and it's supposed to install within 5 minutes with one screwdriver. It has 5 months battery life. It basically hooks up to your cell phone, Android, or iOS. It also has auto launch on the app. So we'll try it out, we'll see how it goes. We'll show what's inside the box first. It comes with some quick start directions. Tells you to scan the QR code and you'll download the app. That's the QR code. Tells you to mount the device with security screws and then mount your phone and hit the quick launch button to auto launch the app. It must come out with some type of quick launch button that goes on your steering wheel. Inside the box is the unit itself. It's going to attach to the rear or front license plate wherever you want it, and from what I've been told, you can install 2 of these, one on the front and one on the back. Has some mounting hardware. It has that button that they were talking about, the quick launch button, and I guess this is to mount your phone. Looks like it goes on to the vent, and this is the battery, lithium battery for it. So it comes with lithium batteries, which is awesome. And this is the main unit itself right here. Just goes on your license plate. So looks pretty good. Let's go install it. On the back of the quick start guide, by the way, it has a actual user manual, so it tells you how to use the smart wireless parking sensor. Sorry about the wind today while we're installing, but I wanted to point something out. I'm finishing up the installation on this, and it does come with 2 different types of screws depending on your license plate. The original screw for mine was this little silver screw, so I just went with these little smaller ones, but they do also have adapters that you can put on your car to fit the screws that you need. So that's an awesome thing from FenSens. Basically, I'm just installing it, and the screws hold the license plate and the sensor on the car. Alright, so the FenSens wireless sensor is installed. The batteries are going here, and the big thing that I want to point out at this point right now is that when you install this, they give you those screws because it's a special type of screw head, and it looks like a regular Torx wrench. I don't know if you can see that, but it has a little dimple in the middle, and therefore no one can steal the sensor off your car. This is the one for the battery. And then they give you, this is the battery screw, sorry. And then they give you a bigger one for the big 4 screws, and it just screws right through the FenSens and the license plate and hooks to the car. And it's pretty stable. Your 2 sensors are here, 1 and 2. And as you can see, you can still read the license plate. It's an excellent product, and I'm going to show you how it works now. We're going to get in the car. We're going to set up a thing behind the car so that we can see how it would help. This would definitely help with parallel parking and things like that. So it's a good product. Alright, this is my crude mock-up. So I have an old bookshelf there held up by a trash can due to the wind today. And here's my car. And we're going to back up the car towards that like it's another car. Like I'm backing up and that'd be a wall. And we'll see how the sensor works. So when I started the app, it said that it had new firmware for it too. So if you download the app, it's actually going to update the software. And when you start up the app, it's going to ask you to look for the FenSens that you installed. So you just push get started. Asks you if it's on the front of the car or the back. I got it on the back. Tells you to install it, which we already did. And then it says to measure the space from the back of your car. And if you notice this is like the bumper, and that's just to help calibrate it. So it was 1 inch away when I did it. So I'm going to do 1 inch. And I'm going to push OK. And then it's going to look for the FenSens. And then I'll find it. And you just choose it. And you push right on it. You push connect. And then finally, the button, which is this tap button that comes with it, is going to connect to the phone too. And we'll go over what that button does in a second. So we're going to click that. I'm going to click connect. And then if you notice, it starts working, and it's giving us a visual. I have this hooked up to Bluetooth on my car for audio, so it'll tell you that that bookshelf, which is behind us, is pretty close, but not too close. So we'll try to go all the way to red. And the good news about the Honda CR-V is it has a backup camera. So we'll keep this down there, and we'll take a look at what it looks like when it's at the end of the orange on the backup camera. Going in reverse, there's the backup camera. I'm going to go slowly back towards the bookshelf. Alright, so each one of those lights is a sensor. The left is the left sensor, right is the right. If you notice, we're right at the beginning of the orange now. And on the backup camera, that's about on the second line there. The dash line is as far as you want to go, like that's really close to the car. So we're going to keep going here. We'll go to the red and see where that ends up. And now we're in the red, and notice that it gave us a single tone, and we're really close. So if you're parallel parking, this is great, because when you hear that red tone, you know that you're too close. So we're going to go forward. And as we pull away, you can hear the tones change. And what we'll do now is we'll park the car, and we'll see how actually close that is to the sensor. So as you can see, this is when it's on the red, and that's how close it is to the bookshelf. So that's about a good 2 feet. Alright, so we're back in the car. I'm going to put it in park, and we're going to push the tap button. The app is off, but if I push tap, it's going to connect to that and instantly turn it on. So that's what the tap button's for. So that way you could turn this on. Let's see if it turns off. If I push the tap button, pushing the tap button now, it turns it to the main screen. And again, they have Google Maps in it, they have Spotify Music, so they have all your stuff in the app that you could use. If you run that, cogwheels, the setup, you can do all those things. You can have vibration on it. You could select the clearance. You could change the clearance of FenSens if you want to be closer or not, but I think the default is just fine. Manage devices is to reconnect it. You can check for updates. Like I said, there was a firmware update, and yeah, that's the home button, and this takes you to the sensor screen. So that's it. It's a pretty easy product to use, and it would be very helpful in a city if you're parallel parking. I know we live a little bit outside Boston, and I went there for college, and I'd have to drive in sometimes, and parallel parking was a pain. And if this was invented back then, it would have been great to have, especially since it's hard to find a parking space as it is. But yeah, so if you'd like to pick up your FenSens wireless sensor, look at the link in the description below. You'll be helping the Eric DIY channel, and you can purchase it on Amazon through that link. We appreciate all your support, and just want to say thank you very much for watching our review, and have a great day. As always, if you like this video, found it useful, please subscribe. And if you have a product that you would like reviewed, please contact Eric by emailing him at eric5150diy@gmail.com. Have a great day.